Well, let me get this video camera situated here. Okay. I'm just going to take a minute or two. 'Cause I just remembered a funny incident that happened when I was about 13 years old. I think I was about 12 or 13. I went to a St. Louis Cardinals baseball game back when we were just kids. I think we were somewhere around early teenagers. I went as a guest of my friend's family who had box seats, like season boxes, at Busch Stadium in St. Louis, Missouri. And these box seats were just a little ways up behind home plate. Like, oops, let me move this glass. Sorry. I would say that we were, I'm thinking we were maybe 20 rows back at the most. Maybe it was more like 15. Shit. So we decided to get something to eat sometime during the game, and I don't recall that. We were just by ourselves. We were not with any parents. I think we probably got picked up, or perhaps the parents were sitting somewhere else, and we met up with them later. It had to be something like that, because in the seats we were in, the two box seats, we weren't sitting with either any of my parents or David's parents. But my friend's name was David Jolley, the Jolley family. And we decided to get something to eat, so there must have been a vendor who had come up and down the aisle there selling like poor boy sandwiches, like sub sandwiches, about so long, on like a submarine bun with bologna, salami. What? For God's sake, hold on. Come on in. So I guess we must have bought a couple of poor boy sandwiches, as I think we used to call them. And if I remember exactly how this story went down, I had taken a couple of bites out of the end of my sandwich. So the end of the sandwich, instead of just being like that, it had a couple of, crescent moon kind of bites taken right out of the end of the sandwich. And I realized that it had something on it. It must have been some type of salami, or maybe it was the bologna, that it had some cold cut on it that I didn't care for. So I opened up the sandwich and I handed it over to David. I said, I don't like this. Do you want it? And and it had a couple of the circle of meat, whatever it was, had a couple of bites taken out of it. I held it out to him. I said, "Here, you want this?" And he immediately just, from underneath my hand, he just slapped my hand with no hesitation whatsoever. The moment I offered it to him, he slapped my hand. And of course, the meat went flying over my left shoulder. And we both just followed the meat as it flew up through the air. And there was an old guy sitting right behind us, and he was just he had his hands out, like his elbows on the arms of the chair. and his hands were just kind of like this, and he's watching the game, and an old guy. The meat just flew up between us, and we both watched it, and it fell and it landed flat on the back of one of his hands with this big bite out of it. We turned around, we saw this half-eaten piece of meat. We saw this half-eaten piece of meat land right flat down on the back of this guy's hand. Of course, the guy just looked at it. He just flipped his hand over and flipped the meat off of his hand onto the ground. But we watched it. We looked over and saw, and it was a total Three Stooges moment. As soon as we saw that meat land on this guy's hand, it was like, oh shit. It's funny the things you remember. That was, that would have been, let's see now. I was 13. I'm 67 now. That was 54 years ago. So, of course, now I remember what kind of meat it was. I can't believe it escaped my memory. It was Braunschweiger. That's what it was. It was fucking Braunschweiger, and that's why. Yeah, that's right. That's why for all this time, ever since that happened, that became known as the Schweiger Incident. Yeah, it was Braunschweiger, and it had this kind of really weird, smushy, mealy kind of texture, and that's what it was. And I didn't care for it, so I was trying to hand it off to David. Oh, goddamn. That's right. It was Braunschweiger. How could I have ever forgotten that? Because this is known as the Schweiger Incident, not the Braunschweiger Incident, the Schweiger Incident. Oh shit! Got a million of them, folks. We all do. Have a nice day.